Okay, we are in downtown Los Angeles, complete with graffiti here. And we are headed towards San Pedro. But we're not going on a cruise.
Nope.
What are we doing, Denise?
We're gonna go check out Fleet Week.
Okay, so let's go check it out. Hello everyone, and welcome to Southern California, specifically San Pedro, California, which is considered the Los Angeles port, even though it's only kind of sort of connected to Los Angeles. But I'm not here to get into that kind of a video. This video is going to be about Fleet Week. Seeing how California is on the coast of the United States, we are very much a Marine and Navy state. It is common to have Fleet Weeks throughout the state where you can register and take a tour of some of the Navy vessels out there. We just discovered that there's a difference between San Pedro and Los Angeles, although I realized our last name is Pedrosa, so we should have gotten here.
Pedro. Okay. San Pedro. Pedrosa.
Yeah. We should have gotten here faster. But we made it.
We made it.
Basically, you just go as far west on the freeway as you possibly can, and then you'll hit water. It's kind of the way it works.
And shockingly, you want to go on the Harbor Freeway.
Yeah.
What? To the harbor?
To the harbor on Harbor Freeway.
Yeah, it's so weird how that worked out.
Yep. Secured parking, and it is $2.50 all day, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. except for Sundays. That's what it says, 25 cents. And we're going to go pay at the station, so that's where we're paying here in downtown San Pedro, which is different than Los Angeles. We're here at the This Fleet Week was at the Merchant Marine Dock, which, if it looks familiar to you, this was the original dock for the Love Boat, that famous cruise ship show that ran from the 70s and the 80s. Tickets were virtually timed, and somehow we got off of our time, so we had to hurry up and get checked in. Virtual line, and it went virtually quick, so now we got to find out where to board at. Lots of ships out here for Harbor Week. We've got several tall ships here. This looks like the Johnson, and I don't know what that one is over there. The American Pride. There are various Navy ships here, and you have to have your government ID, which we have. And so we're going to check those ships out and see what Navy ships are available today on this Memorial Day weekend. This is the USS battleship Iowa. It fought in Vietnam, among other battles, of course. But you can tell by the ribbons up there. To get out to the active ships, we had to take a shuttle bus. There were several ships available, but we got to tour 2 ships. No video was allowed on the tour. The first ship that we saw was the USS Harper's Ferry, which is an amphibious support ship. Basically, they used this ship to transport equipment to resupply forward units. We got to try out the firefighting equipment and saw the back of the ship that could be used to be flooded so they could launch smaller boats. We also saw the USCG Eagle, which is the U.S. Coast Guard's flagship. This ship was very interesting because it was originally built in Germany in 1936 and was captured by the USA in 1945 and was taken as a spoil of war to train new Coast Guard cadets to sail, and that is what it's still doing today. So we just got off the Navy shipyard tour. It was cool. We weren't allowed to take any video there, but we got a lot of cool pictures. It was very interesting. And now we're going to go check out the rest of the fairgrounds and see what there is. We're over here by the Expo Fairgrounds. This is like, you can see Army and Marine vessels here, vehicles here, and to see what there is to see. Lots of rock music going on here. You can look at, we're looking for food is what we're looking for, but there are a lot of cool vehicles on display. Got a cool Marine attack helicopter complete with missile on it. It's very interesting. We're now looking for some places to eat. Lots of options.
Just gotta figure out what we want.
Warning, fare food in the USA is expensive. We got 3 meals and 3 waters, and that cost us $90.
Is it good?
The fare was very accessible. The Navy and Marines were offering hands-on tours of almost all of their equipment.
Well, you get to play with the gun.
Yeah, the door guide. That's what I said. There's a big one. Take a picture with the door guide.
Yep.
So you can sing Fortunate Son.
It's okay. I figure that's a gun right there.
That is a gun. Yeah.
That's a real gun.
Let's see. Let's go over here. It'll tell us what kind of this one.
It says it's a M777A2 lightweight 155mm howitzer.
155 millimeter.
Oh, okay, there you go. I don't even know how to call it. There you go. And over here is the truck that has to take it. It's a big truck for a big gun. You know,
It's 78 gallons.
that's like 3 That's 3 gallons to the mile.
No, 300 miles, 78 gallons. It's not miles and gallons.
Oh, okay.
But it's not,
Not very efficient.
80. No, because it's big and heavy. It's like 4 miles per gallon.
We're gonna go see some simulated combat trauma now. Warning, you might want to skip this part.
I don't want to know.
Mobile Army surgical hospitals, otherwise known as MASH units, are very advanced. We learned that very detailed operations can now be done in the field, but overall the goal is to stabilize the patient, to more secure the environment, and get them out as quickly as possible to a better hospital.
Is this a breathing apparatus?
What are they demonstrating? What are you guys demonstrating here?
So this is like the OR. Once they first see the patient, the triage committee surgery, they'll be sent here. Once we do surgery, for us, it's like making sure that they're stabilized.
Oh, okay.
Once they're stable, they get sent over there and they fly them out to the hospital.
Okay, so the whole point is just to stabilize and get them out to a bigger hospital.
Which is why,
Over here, looks like we got the bomb squad.
Heritage Command. I'll go check that out.
Sure,
That history is the title.
history. This will go for that.
Here?
Unmanned vessel here.
Another interesting thing we saw were many unmanned vessels. Little boats like this one can be reconfigured in many different ways, and some of them are right now in Eastern Europe.
Just looking around. Cool. Branch of the military, of the armed forces, is the Space Command.
One of the things that we saw that was interesting was the Space Force. This is the newest branch of the US military, and it is tasked with space warfare, which we found out mostly means monitoring thousands of US satellite systems.
Oh, I think my favorite part was seeing the USS Harper's Ferry.
Okay.
But the USCGS was Eagle was also cool.
What was your favorite part, AJ?
I got a cool postcard.
Okay, AJ got a cool
I
postcard.
learned what the Space Force actually does.
Okay. It's over here. They're doing deck tours too.
There were many things to see, but we still had time to go out to the docks and see some of the old tall ships. The tall ship we toured was the American Pride. It reminded me of when I was a sophomore in high school and I sailed on a tall ship called the Californian for 2 weeks as part of a school afloat program. Being on board brought a lot of great memories of when I got my Sea Cadet certificate.
I did to become a seaman. This was like very typical for a ship of what I trained on. I did school on one of these.
Baby cannon.
Yeah, that's just for flak. You put grape shot in there. It's not to damage the ship, just to keep people off the ship. Yep, it will.
Well, that is going to do it for this tour. Hope you enjoyed coming along with us to see a little bit more of what kind of ships sail from California. And we will see you in the next video. Until then, please stay curious.